Welcome to QAvalidation.com. So in our Java for QA video series, the next topic is usage and the benefits of super keyword. Okay, so we have seen before the usage of the this keyword, and now we will see how we can use the super keyword. Okay, so super keyword is basically refers to the what you call the parent class. Okay, so this is basically applicable whenever you have an inheritance concept. Okay, so in inheritance, what exactly we do? We create a parent class with some attributes like methods or some variables, and then what happens, we extend that and we create a child class. So now there are different situations where you might want to access the what you call parent class variables or parent class methods into the child class. So in that situation, basically what happens, this super keyword is very benefited whenever you write any code or automation testing. So whenever you use the super, it means that we are always referring to the parent class. Okay, so that is the what you call concept you need to keep in mind. Okay, so we will see in details about the super. So let's get started. Okay, so if you are not sure about the inheritance, how it works in Java, you can what you call watch my previous videos on the Java for QA playlist. There you will get the inheritance and abstraction, all those concepts. Okay, so now let me create a new package and I will name it as super keyword. Okay, and under this we will create one by one classes that we need. Okay, and here let me create a class. Okay, so let's say that I will create a bank class. Okay, and here let's finish. Okay, and here now a bank, here it can have like a double balance. Okay, some value, and then it has some what you call like void. It can display some what you call the details of the name. So here even we can do one more thing also, string account holder. Okay, account holder, like this we can keep, and then display. Now here the display, what we can do, we can do like this. So here we can display balance. Okay, balance of the particular customer, and here equal to balance. Okay, the same thing we can do for account holder also, name, and here this will be the account holder. Fine, so this is basically what happens, the um, some what do you call some methods and the variables that we have created. Okay, oops, sorry, this should be small v. Fine, okay, so now what happens, we will create another what do you call class. So let's say this bank is my parent class, and I will create another class, and this is basically a what do you call subclass. Okay, or a child class which will inherit the bank. So here what happens, so let's say that I will put HDFC Bank. Okay, and I will put a main method here. And what happens, this main method extends my bank class. Okay, so that I need not worry about the balance and the account holder. And here what I can do, double, and let's say that minimum balance, here I can keep like this, and let's say that the minimum balance is 1000, some amount. Okay, and here dot zero, let's say. Fine, okay, so now here I'm extending the bank. Now here I will create another class, so let's say void display, and here what I will do, I will put like this, and here I will say minimum balance, sorry, minimum balance, and here I'll put this one. Fine, okay, so now if you see here, if I create an object, let's say I will create here the object, and let me delete this one, and here HDFC Bank equal to new. Fine, now whenever I will call this one, Now what will happen? It will only print the minimum balance. Fine. But if you see here, I'm not able to print this particular bank details, bank display, because whenever I will call this particular display, it will always refer to this current class display only. Now, as I told, so to access this particular display, what I can do, I can use a super keyword. Okay, so what I can do here, I can do like this super dot. If I put, see here, you can see. So whatever the variables or the what do you call variables or the methods that you created on the parent class, those things will display here. So like this. Now if I create like this, then I can access. So I can do like this. Even I can access this particular what do you call account holder. So I can assign some name, so let's say that ABC, fine, and super dot and balance, and I can assign some value here, fine. And now I can use this one. Now if I access this one, what happens? Balance is 120 and the name is ABC and minimum balance is this one. Because whenever you have what do you call, because see the concept of using the parent class is that you don't want to rewrite the same code that is already written in the parent class. Okay, so now see, whenever the concept or the logic is already written, you need to find out a way to access that logic. Okay, so there actually your super keyword will be mostly helpful. Okay, there. So let's say that here, so this is the way or this is the benefit of what you call super. Okay. Now here we have access to the what you call variable and the methods, but even super keyword we can use to call the parent class constructor. So if you see the this keyword we have seen in our previous video that this whenever this method this of bracket whenever we will use, that always refers to the current class. But if you want to access the parent class constructor, then what happens? You can use the super method. Okay, so what we will do, we will create a constructor. So let's say that here we will do like this. So here I'll create a constructor. Okay, fine. And this constructor will take the balance and then account holder. Okay, there are two parameters and this should be string, and here this should be my double, fine. Okay, and here what I will do, let's say I don't want to use this and I will do like this account name. Okay, and here what I will do, balance equal to balance, and then here account holder equal to account name, fine. Okay, and here what I will do, directly I'm printing those balance and the account holder. Okay, now here what happens, this super keyword will be void because I'm not going to access these things here, because these variables directly I will send by using what you call my while creating the object. Now here what I will do, and let's say that here like this. Now here I'll create one more constructor. So here this is my subclass constructor, and here I will accept three parameters. So one is my like double balance, okay, and then that is string name, and another one is let's say that minimum balance I want to send it, I don't want to give. So here double minimum balance, fine. And here what I will do, minimum balance equal to this minimum balance. Okay, fine. Now if I send here, let's say that I will send here, my first thing is my, let's see here, this is balance account name, right? So balance account name and this one, so balance let's say 120.0, and then name is some ABC, and let's say minimum balance is 100, fine. Now if I use this one, what happens here, if you see this let's see what it is doing. Implicit super constructor bank is undefined. Yes. So must explicitly invoke another constructor. So what it is saying that here I have like three variables, right? So now if I want to call this particular constructor, so let's say that this particular parent class, because see, minimum balance is new something to this particular subclass, but what do you call the balance and the account name is with respect to your parent class. So here, what I can do directly, I can do like this super method, and under this, I can send this particular two things like this. Fine, I can do like this. Now what happens? This balance and name will go to the super. Super is which means that this is my parent constructor. Okay, it will call to the parent constructor. Now constructor. Okay, now parent constructor balance and name it will go, and then what happens, the minimum balance is minimum balance. Now here what I can do, I can call directly this one because I don't want to assign it explicitly a super dot display. So it means, see here, two uses at the same time. So super, what do you call, whenever I'm calling like this, it calls to the constructor, and when I say super dot display, it will go to the parent class method. Fine. So like this we can use. Now let's run this one. Now here you can see the balance name, it is coming from the parent class, and this is coming from the child class. Okay, so we have seen we can access the parent class variables, we can access the parent class methods, even we can access the parent class constructor as well. So this is the way we can use the super. Now what happens, now at the beginning when I told the reason behind this super is to avoid some kind of what you call, see, whenever I will, so I can create a parent class object, then that object dot those methods, then it is a confusing. So whenever we will use a super method, then in our mind it will come that okay, we are referring to the parent class, not to the current class. And yeah, oh, one more thing, this super, whenever you are assigning, this should be your first line. Again, this is same logic or the same rules that is applying to your this keyword. So super keyword should be the first statement whenever you are calling in a method. Okay, you cannot use after, I mean, from on the middle of the code block or else at the end. It should be on the first line. So make sure that should be there, or else you will get a compiler error. Okay, so hope that helps, and stay tuned and do subscribe to our YouTube channel